Unlock the wisdom of the Stoics and join us on a journey to self-mastery. In today's video, we delve into the profound teachings of Stoicism as we reveal, keep it to yourself. 8 things. Stoics say you shouldn't tell others. Discover the timeless principles that can transform your perspective on life and relationships. Don't just watch. Embrace the Stoic mindset and elevate your journey to a more mindful and fulfilling existence. Let's dive in. Number 1. Keep your fears to yourself. The Stoics believed that exposing your fears to others demonstrates vulnerability and a lack of control over your emotions. When you verbalize your anxieties, you give in to irrational impulses rather than remain calm and rational. Additionally, voicing your fears can perpetuate and intensify them. Talking about worries makes them feel more real and validated. Keeping fears private prevents them from growing. Furthermore, the Stoics felt that confiding fears suggests you are seeking consolation from others. However, true tranquility can only come from within. Relying on external validation reflects a weakness of will. The Stoic sage keeps a stoic appearance even in the face of inner turmoil. By masking feelings of dread, you demonstrate strength of character and self-sufficiency. Allowing others to see your fears erodes your dignified, unshakable presence. Therefore, the Stoics recommend keeping your fears to yourself. Don't verbalize anxieties or expose vulnerabilities. Maintain an outward image of confidence and poise, no matter how worried you may feel inside. Your fears belong to you privately. Sharing them publicly undermines your self-control. Number 2. Don't expose your desires. Revealing your deepest desires to others can be tempting. However, this gives them power over you and sets you up for disappointment. Desires make us vulnerable. When others know what we want most, they can use that knowledge against us. They may make false promises, manipulate us, or sabotage our plans. Keeping desires private protects us from those who would take advantage. Voicing desires also creates expectations. When we tell others what we want, we anticipate our wishes coming true. This yearning for desired outcomes leaves us anxious and unhappy until the wants are fulfilled. Holding desires internally keeps us focused on the present moment. By staying silent about desires, we avoid giving others influence over us and keep ourselves free of unrealistic expectations. Our happiness remains securely in our own hands. Number 3. Don't expose regrets. We all have things in our past that we regret or wish to change. However, constantly expressing regrets to others accomplishes little. According to the Stoic philosophers, you should keep regrets private and instead focus that energy on learning from the experience. When you tell others about your regrets, you aren't fixing or improving anything. You are simply complaining and seeking pity or validation. This won't lead to growth. The Stoics say it's better to have an internal dialogue about your regrets, reflect deeply on what happened, take responsibility for your role, and determine what you can learn from it. Use regrets as fuel to make better decisions in the future. The past cannot be changed, so dwelling on regrets is unproductive. Keep the lessons your regrets taught you private, then move forward by applying those lessons to live a wiser life. Regret can be a powerful teacher if you refrain from endless rumination and instead put its lessons into action. Number 4. Don't seek external praise. According to Stoic philosophy, we should find satisfaction and pride from within, not from the validation and praise of others. Seeking external praise indicates a lack of internal confidence and self-worth. Relying on others for affirmation means you've given them the power to control your sense of pride and accomplishment, creating an unhealthy dependency. Instead, take quiet pride in a job well done, whether or not anyone else notices or approves. Judge yourself by your own standards, not by arbitrary societal benchmarks or the fickle opinions of others. Be motivated by your values and an inner sense of honor, not a desire for trophies, applause, or empty words. Know that you have worth beyond any superficial praise. The validation that matters comes from living virtuously and keeping your inner self in harmony. If you need others to tell you that you've done well in order to feel proud, then you have more work to do on a personal level. Pride based on externalities is fragile and contingent, whereas pride rooted internally persists regardless of circumstance. Number 5. Don't expose. Vanity. Vanity is an unhealthy attachment to external possessions, achievements, or qualities that we believe reflect positively on our self-worth. Yet, true self-worth comes from within, not from what we own or how others see us. We reveal deep insecurities when we expose our vanity by boasting of possessions, dropping names, seeking compliments, or obsessing over our image. The Stoic philosophers cautioned against the emptiness of vanity. Rather than flaunting ourselves, we do better to cultivate inner virtues and find contentment in simplicity. Vanity often stems from ego, the notion that we are distinct and important. But in the grand scheme of things, our lives are brief sparks in an unimaginably vast universe. Seeking validation through vanity is an endless, unfulfilling process. We always feel we need more money, fame, status, or beauty. Instead, the Stoics advocate living by internal values, not external things. This liberates us from the stressful need to prop up our egos. We focus less on managing perceptions and more on meaningful pursuits. With less vanity, we gain peace of mind. Number 6. Keep your anger to yourself. Anger is a powerful emotion that can easily get out of control if we expose it to others. When we feel angry, it tends to make us act irrationally, saying or doing things we may later regret. Stoicism teaches us that we should keep our anger contained within ourselves. Sharing anger with others often escalates situations, causing more harm than good. Exposing anger can damage relationships and reputations. It can also reveal vulnerabilities and weaknesses that others may try to exploit. Anger clouds rational thinking, so keeping it inside allows us to process it calmly, letting it dissipate without impacting those around us. The Stoics practice self-restraint when it comes to expressing anger. Just because we feel anger does not mean we must vent it externally. With patience and reflection, anger can be diffused internally. This protects us and those we care about from anger's destructiveness. By containing our anger, we maintain self-control, avoiding rash choices fueled by rage. Anger is best handled as an internal emotion under our control. Keeping anger inside prevents irrational words and actions that could worsen a difficult situation. Exposing anger may feel momentarily satisfying, but it rarely leads to constructive outcomes. With composure and discretion, anger can be constructively transformed rather than destructively released. Number 7. Avoid gossiping. Gossiping can easily become a bad habit that betrays confidence and breeds resentment. When we talk about others behind their backs, we violate their trust and privacy. Even if the gossip seems harmless, it can still be hurtful. As it spreads, what we say may get distorted, ultimately damaging reputations and relationships. Gossip also reflects poorly on our character. It shows that we are untrustworthy and petty. Often we put others down out of jealousy or boredom, spreading negativity that serves no good purpose. The Stoic philosophers taught that we should avoid gossip and idle talk because we gain nothing worthwhile from it. Instead, we should speak with purpose and integrity. Our words should uplift others, not tear them down. We must respect people's privacy and refrain from disclosing their personal matters. When we feel tempted to gossip, we should pause and reflect. Why do we want to discuss this person or situation? Will it help or harm? Does it align with our values? Often we'll realize the urge comes from a place of ego, jealousy, or boredom. Staying silent is wiser. If someone tries to gossip with us, we can politely change the subject. We don't need to participate or pass it along. This takes inner strength, but preserves our integrity. It creates an environment where people's reputations and dignity remain intact. This gives people room to grow and become their best selves, free from judgment and pettiness. It builds a community based on compassion and wisdom, not rumor and drama. Number 8. Don't seek external validation. Seeking validation from others gives them influence and power over us. When we depend on others for approval, our self-worth is tied to their opinions. This makes us vulnerable to manipulation, as people can withhold validation or use it as a bargaining chip. The Stoics teach us to derive our sense of worth from living virtuously, not from outside praise. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't pay attention to other people's minds. Look straight ahead where nature is leading you, nature in the form of your constitution." Rather than chasing validation, we should focus inward and live by our values. This provides inner stability that is not swayed by external events. We can be kind to others while remaining detached from their evaluation of us. Seeking too much approval can also prevent us from speaking difficult truths when necessary. As Epictetus stated, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." To summarize, we should avoid needing others' validation. Our self-worth comes from within, not from fleeting outside opinions. This provides the freedom to live by our principles. As we wrap up our exploration of Stoic philosophy, remember that sometimes the greatest wisdom lies in silence. Embrace the power of restraint and the art of keeping certain things to yourself. The 8 insights from the Stoics are not just guidelines, but keys to unlocking a more serene and meaningful life. So, practice these teachings, keep your counsel, and witness the transformative impact they can have on your journey. If you found value in this video, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more profound insights. Until next time, may your path be guided by the Stoic strength within. Stay wise, stay mindful,